It's the CalebDMTG
So doing an Abzan Stip. I should put that in the overlay, actually. I should put that in the old overlay. Pick one Mox Emerald seems pretty good for this. And then I guess we're taking Warzov's Signet. What about Pernicious Deed? Is Deed good in this format? Just hit your opponent's like pile of Moxes. You're also hitting at your own mana base, but maybe it hits them more than it hits us. Of course, it could be okay if we did get Fast Bond. The best green card in the pack is Trigon Predator, which we're not drafting because of reasons. Maybe Shieldred could point us towards Reanimator. I could see Reanimator being okay. I was gonna take a Stupid Angel. Sculler. Sculler's a thing. Not trying to play Give of Runes in this format. What about Lapse of Certainty? It's kind of a counterspell. That's kind of a counterspell, right? I've had Pulse be good for me. I might just grab lands, though. This Sword's here, too. Swords is also excellent. Off-color Mox, sure. Putrid Imp could put us towards Reanimator. I don't think we're doing that. I don't think we're doing the Reanimator thing. Let's grab Tithe Taker. You're uncomfortable with this step, right? It feels wrong. It feels wrong. It feels like we're, I don't know, driving on the wrong side of the road, you know? I'm not sure why everyone's shouting about Ugin. What about this shell makes it look like Ugin would be good? More deeds. Haven't found any Thought Seizes. Right now our best disruption card is Sculler. Regretting passing the Temple Guard. Oh, there's Savannah. Yeah, we're fine. Another Mox Emerald. The Reggie was tempting. This hurts. And does it? What do you think? Baneslayer or Grave Titan? Let's go Grave Titan. Man, I actually kind of wonder if Natural Order could be a thing. I'm gonna grab Lingering Souls. Blooming Marsh. Hey, Darth Steve, thanks for $4.20. Yeah, much less than 3 right back at ya. We haven't found any Thalias or any Thought Seizes. But we have a whole lot of Mox Emeralds, so that helps. Maybe Gonti can get us some good cards. We can't play good cards, but we can get them from the opponent's deck. I could see Liliana doing something. It feels like we really don't have the lands for Arbor Elf. We're gonna have like 4 lands in this deck, and one of them's gonna be a forest. Some Black Lotuses for the fast Titans could do something. We're grabbing Relic Warder, and then maybe Chupacabra, maybe a Signet. Do have a lot of 6-drops to ramp into. Grim Monolith makes all those 6s look good as well. Still no Thoughtseizes. There's a Collective Brutality here. Our options are Elvish Mystic, Solemn, Skyclave Apparition, Collective Brutality. Skyclave seems pretty good. Let's take Skyclave. Just grab a little bit more direct interaction. And this is our last pack. We didn't find any Thalias, but we could take this Lodestone Golem. Is this a Lodestone Golem deck? I think I want another Swords.
Oh shit, what up?
I think I like that. And then I'm not sure if we want Celestia Signet, Lodestone, Elvish Mystic, Baneslayer. Hey, Juicy Jinbo, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 20 months. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black sources. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white sources. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green sources. So I'm actually going to cut this one forest and play another plains. And yeah.
Oh shit, what up?
The Stip was to be Abzan, so even though it's kind of a stretch, we're going to keep the green in. 7 green seems like enough for prime time. I don't know. We could also cut it. We could cut the prime time and play Pernicious Deed instead. I think Deed hits our own mana base a lot, though, like really hard, is the issue with Pernicious Deed. Hey, K-Guard, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 4 months. You think this is gonna be an 0-2 drop? Oh no. No, we've won some games with some rancid decks in this format. I'm not expecting a trophy, but I think we'll scoop a win up somewhere. Sometimes people have mana issues, huh? Other people train wreck. Yeah, I would have liked to see some discard in this deck. Some Duress action, some Thoughtseize action. More Sculler-type cards. Ways to not die on turn... If you're on the play and you go turn 1 Thoughtseize, then you're probably not going to die on their turn 1. Is the thought. One of the reasons that white is so good in regular Vintage Cube is that people don't want to draft it. And that doesn't matter with Supreme Vintage. Just doesn't impact things at all. Mono red the other day makes you never want to count a deck out. Yeah, right? Yeah, I think the mono red deck actually has some good matchups in this format. Just always being able to burn out a Hull Breacher or a Narset, just being able to kill those things. And you can dump your hand to burn really quickly, and then your opponent's like staring at their draw 7, like, do they even want to cast this? And then someone was saying they think Eidolon's a really good card in this format. Turn 2 Lodestone? Yeah. I mean, we could turn 1 at 2. Technically possible. Have I done a legit Storm Yogg-Will deck? I did one Storm deck, and I don't think it had Will in it. The issue with going for Storm Yogg-Will stuff is that you still need to, like, open those, right? If you're going for Yogg-Will, like, you probably already want to have the Black Lotuses, too. And the only time I've gotten... I haven't seen that many Lotuses in all my drafts, and the one time that I got 2, I got them, like, right at the end. Which was still great, obviously, but it wasn't exactly something that we could plan for. If I go pack 1, pick 1 Black Lotus, then I'm more likely to take a Yogg's Will in the second pack. We just haven't had that sequence. So these signets don't actually ramp me to anything right now, so I'm just going to apply some pressure, get some dorks rolling. You don't think you've seen Yogg's Wills played yet? In our last league, we played against a Yogg-Will Storm deck. They had two Black Lotus, 2 Yogg's Will, 2 Ancestral Recall, Mind's Desire. We took a game off of them because we went turn 1 Channel into like Memory Jar, Crack, Phyrexian Revoker on Black Lotus, Lodestone Golem. And I think we were on the play, and that was just like our turn 1, and we won that game. We lost the other 2. The Tithe Taker makes it so that counter spells cost 2. Skyclave seems great at munching down on random Mox and Hum. And then next turn we can play a Signet into Lingering Souls. Continue our pressure. I wonder if this deck's actually better than our Browntown Stip deck. Neither are ideal, obviously. Hey, Salty Dawn, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 28 months. Shame we didn't get Revoker. Yeah, Revoker would play really nicely in this sort of deck. Revoker, Thalia, we didn't see a lot of those. I thought I was going to Signet into Lingering Souls. Now that I've drawn the swords, I just want a Lingering Souls pass.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, Matt Maxson, thanks for the sub. Thanks for sharing the Twitch Prime. Yeah, Skyclave does seem good. Yeah, if Skyclave's good in this format, and Thalia's good in this format, then maybe white is actually fine. Or maybe Boros would be really good. You could play Eidolon and Skyclave. Then you have to have a mana base that does double red and double white, though. Gildy wins. This fucking deck. It almost looks reasonable when you're just like playing hate bears and stuff and not looking at the latter half. That's okay. That's okay. It'll be fine. Don't think too hard about it. Yeah, we certainly won a game. This hand has no white mana for the turn 1 Tithe Taker, unfortunately. But it does have some 4-drops that can run out on turn 2. Potentially turn 1 if we draw another Mox. We're on the draw, right? So we could draw a white source for turn 1 Tithe Taker. We could draw another piece of fast mana for turn 1 Gaunty or Vraska. How did we not get a Thalia? Yeah, right? Yeah. How did we not get a Thalia? Put a mold on the play over there. Petal, Blood Crypt, sure. Yeah, the downside of running out all your Moxen is that if the opponent's playing Dak, they then get to like play Dak and steal one of your manas immediately. But if you hold on to your Moxen and your opponent plays a draw 7, then you feel really silly. You just lose those Moxes anyway. That combined with cards like Mind Twist and whatever that can hit them makes me lean towards running them out. We were unlucky opening 2 recalls, no Thalia. Don't put it that way. Don't do that to me. My poor heart. Oh, don't do that. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so bad. Four mana. What are they gonna play off this Lotus? How miserable would Bribery be here? Just like take a Grave Titan. Yeah, so that's why we run out the Moxen. That shit specifically. I've seen better 7s. I'm gonna be real. I've seen better 7s. At least we have white mana now. Uh-huh. Kind of hiding some of the disruption in my hand. I could have ran out Grim Monolith. I could have played out the Caracas. If they have a legendary creature, though, I kind of want them to play it before I Caracas it back to their hand. Glad you're enjoying the stream, Library. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Little content. I feel like Black needs Chains of Mephistopheles. Or maybe Spirit. Is Spirit in white? Do we have that one? The 2-mana 3/1? That stops extra draws? Or does only blue get that effect now? Is it? Spirit is in? Okay, that seems like an important one. I've not watched Burning Library. Opponent has managed to play one that I don't want to bounce with Caracas. You're very welcome for streaming, Bloom. So your opponent's down to 3 cards in hand. There's a chance they want to chump with Urza and then steal Lodestone with Dak. Not a good chance. There's a chance. Yeah, just letting Dak die. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, Wimpy Bones. But I don't care that much about the order. I think they wanted to have the Supreme Draft after the Chaos Supreme Draft, so people were more fresh on what Supreme Draft was. That seems like an awesome card to bounce with Caracas. I think next turn we're going to be going Swords on Urza, Prime Time, assuming we get to untap with this hand. So we untap on this board. Brawl into Manamorphose makes Manamorphose mana neutral, because we have the Lodestone Golem, so the Brawl and the Lodestone Golem like cancel each other out. How good will Hull Breacher be in regular? I think Hull Breacher is going to be about as good as a Narset and fucking Leovold have been. Those have always been good cards in Vintage Cube, but they get a lot worse when your opponent isn't necessarily playing draw spells, right? If your opponent's playing mono red or white weenie, if not everybody is blue, then those cards do get a lot worse. Yeah, so our opponent fired off Yogg-Will here. The question is, what can they do with it? Frantic Search, Manamorphose, usually those cards would be plus mana with a Brawl. But they're mana neutral with the Lodestone Golem. You prefer regular Vintage Cube? I think that's going to be the case with a lot of people. But I also think this is fine, right? Regular Vintage Cube is going to be here on Wednesday. I don't think we need to... I don't think the preference even matters that much. Because we're going to get a regular Vintage Cube season. As a streamer, as a content creator, I appreciate that they break things up sometimes. I like playing new formats every once in a while. Storm count's up to 9. If they found their Storm card, then they kind of get to win, right? Tendrils would be lethal here. Bummer that if we had one more white source, like hitting Brawl at some point, probably would have stopped all this. They could cast Tendrils, so with 4 mana, and us having Lodestone Golem and them having a Brawl, that would be enough to play Tendrils. Remember that Brawl and Lodestone Golem are canceling each other out, so it's just like all of their spells are normal. Before I show them my whole deck, I'm gonna make sure that that actually kills me. Yeah, we don't have an Eldrazi this time, so that is gonna win. Plenty of Storm, right? Yeah, 33 cards. Do I like Popper? I do. Popper's fun every once in a while. Hiding 1,000 lands. Just died a random beats. I'd be 100% mulling this on the draw. On the play, I think it's okay. With just like Absent something, into Skyclaving something, into Lodestoning. And hope that that's fine. It might not be fine. It might be like super far from fine. Yes, it certainly applies to European bans, Wimpy Bones. Are there any changes to stream schedule for Christmas? No. I was planning on taking Tuesday off so that I could stream just like a lot of Cube. Tuesday's gonna be the last day before the regular Vintage Cube shows up. So I might have that be my day off. And then I can just do like a lot of Vintage Cube in a row. I think there's going to be like fairly normal stream days until we get to the tournament. And then I think I'm going to do some like 10 or 12 hour days on the tournament weekend. And Christmas is the Friday, right? It's like the 25th or something. I'm going to be doing a stream on Christmas. I think it's going to be half Magic, and then I think we're going to do a watch party, similar to what we did for Halloween. So it'll probably... Let's actually do this on the draw step. Do I have a favorite Xmas movie? I don't really. The one we watched last year was pretty good. I hope they don't have a double blue counter now. I hope I didn't just like give them that. It's kind of looking like I gave them that. Bummer. Now they redraw their Mox. I wanted the Skyclave to hit the Mox Sapphire. I wanted the Skyclave to line up against the better Mox. Is why I targeted that one. If I'd played my Unexpectedly Absent before their draw step, then there's a chance they just don't get the second lane down. Know that they did not replay their Mox. Anything that we do for a watch party is going to have to be on Twitch Prime. So a lot of movies you're firing off are just not going to be, they're not available. Muppets are owned by Disney, right? What did we watch last year? I can never remember movie names. Maybe someone in chat remembers. It was the one where like a small town mortgage lender without much money to his name. Punt? What's the punt for? It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, that sounds right. Playing on tap land denies us Titan next turn. but it lets me hold up Crocus and Swords to Plowshares if they have a counterspell for my Lodestone Golem. Meanwhile, if the Lodestone Golem resolves and they don't have an answer to it, we wouldn't have Grave Titan next turn anyway. We'd have 6 mana and Grave Titan would cost 7. So right now, the way that it plays out, it looks silly that I didn't play the Courtyard, but I had a reason to. I don't think it was a punt. I think it was correct to play it the way that I did. Still need the black mana FPS. So impulsive, this opponent. We are certainly not... The plan was not to hold on to Grave Titan for later. The plan was definitely to jam and start applying pressure. I expect the opponent's pretty happy about this Thoughtseize. This relieved a lot of pressure. Ooh. Gandhi plus Caracas, maybe? Well, it wasn't just that, Goggles. I gave you like 3 different reasons why I didn't play the Courtyard there. The main factor being that if the Lodestone Golem resolves, then we don't have it next turn anyway. If they do answer it, then yeah, I want to hold up the Swords and the Crocus. They showed us Brawl, and they showed us Urza, and they want to like combo with both of those cards. There's definitely value to holding up the Swords. Tempted to run out the Lingering Souls. Well, the fact is we know that they have those cards in their deck, Goggles. We know that they have Brawl. We know that they have Urza. It's not a guessing game. We played game 1. We have that info. I'm not playing around hypothetical random fantasy cards. Well, I don't want it to go to the graveyard, right? The Manamorphose. So in this spot, we know the Brawl's on the bottom of their library, and theirs has been dealt with. I think tapping out for Lingering Souls is fine. Assuming that they don't have multiple Brawls in their deck. Actually, what is that? Yeah. Let's do this first, before we do anything else. Swords is interesting. Yeah, I just don't think there's very good odds of them answering both of my threats here. I think it's more likely that they get blockers, in which case I want swords up. Although if they go for Empty the Warrens, then I'll feel silly for not having Lingering Souls. Why don't we want to play the Manamorphose? Well, I talked about this. If we play the Manamorphose, it goes to their graveyard. They're playing a Yogg's Will deck. So then you're giving them resources by casting them. We get to draw a card, but then you're stoking the graveyard, right? You're potentially giving them a chance to beat you. I didn't talk about it in depth, but when I was considering playing the Manamorphose, I did mention that that's why I didn't want to play it. You think about, like, how do we lose from here? How do I like this compared to regular cube? This is a fun break, a fun breather, a fun little experiment. This reminds me of Omniscience drafting. I wouldn't want to Omniscience draft every day of the week, right? But if it's around every once in a while, it can be fun. It can be fun. Some viewers have really liked it too, which has made me feel justified in jamming a bit of it. Abzan winning a match feels good? It does, yeah. Not the 0-2 drop. Some folks were saying we would 0-2 drop. Already up around. Do we keep this? Might. It's like absent something on turn 2. Hope you've drawn a Mox for the turn 3 Lodestone. Hey, Override, thanks to the sub, thanks to the 29 months. Mono Red got there? Mono Red did get there. Yeah, I don't like this hand, but I think our average hand is also pretty atrocious, so if you think about, like, what are we actually mulliganing towards? Maybe a hand like this is fine. We can try it again. Alright. It looks bad, but I think I swords the Fairy Rogue here. It's like, nope. If you're gonna have to use a removal spell on a fairy token at some point, if you think that that's likely, you want to do it earlier. You want to do it earlier rather than later, because the first fairy they play is going to deal the most damage. Now, if you think that you might be pointing the swords at something else, like if you think it's better to hit the Noble, or if you think the opponent's got like a lot of creatures in their deck, then it's going to be a better thing to hit, then waiting is maybe fine. The issue with Wormcoil Engine here is that the opponent will just be able to block with the Fairy Rogues, so they won't be able to kill us, but we're going to have a rough time killing them too. Ooh, I think that's actually much better. than the Wormy. Because it just like generates its own army that races the fairies real nicely. I wonder what they're gonna vamp tutor for. They do think they have a control magic effect, and that's what they're looking for. Maybe they'll play a draw 7. Maybe they'll just go get like Spiral or something. They need something. They clearly need something. Control magic actually doesn't line up that well against the swords that's in our hand. Yeah, right now they're hellbent. Maybe they'll just go get a recall. Yeah, sure. Oh no. Is that gonna find them Twister now? That would be really unfortunate if Vamp Tutor for recall while Hellbent, then found them Narset plus Spiral. That'd be a really unfortunate way to lose this. Even then, they're under a lot of pressure. Even that still doesn't like answer my board. Oko's a real card. You just like instantly fix the Grave Titan, yeah. So if we exile a fairy token and they go block, 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 they take 6 and then die. But they gain 1, they go up to 8, so they don't quite die. And then Oko can gain life. But they lose their whole team, they lose their squad. Alright, some fellow. Yeah, I understand that they're still taking damage from the Blossom, but they're not actually dead here. Well, they need to be able to answer my board. They need to be able to answer my board somehow. That's a Narset whiff. Yeah, they're just Vamp Tutoring. Just ending it. The Vamp concede. So normally, Pernicious Deed would look pretty good against a bunch of fairy tokens. I don't think I want Pernicious Deed in my deck if they're playing Okos and such. Reworking the mana base to maybe fit Garrickson could be good. Could be sweet. I think I'm just gonna rock this. Lyra and Wormcoil look particularly bad against Oko, but Karakas could save Lyra. This deck is busted in Legacy. This deck would be busted in Legacy. It would not be busted in Vintage. and this format is closer to Vintage, I think, than Legacy. Oh, let's go to the bathroom real quick. Well, y'all don't have to, but I'm going to. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back in. Oh, no, fuck. Alright, I'll play. Just kidding. I'm not taking a break. I'll take one after this match. Hey, Samuel Nuka, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 32 months. Appreciate you. I like this hand because we can turn 2 Gonti and potentially get a real card. Potentially get a good card. Bathroom field trip? No. No. Yeah, Twitch doesn't let me do those anymore. Not after the incident. Oh, I got drained! That's a bummer. Well, that's a bummer. Alright, your turn. We are at Titan mana. If we just start top decking Titans, that could be a way for us to win this game. Just like Grave Titan, Prime Time. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah. How does that taste? Does that taste sweet? Or does it taste bitter? Kind of like this drag. Even better when I hum along off beat. In response to your worm, I will mystical tutor. Okay. Alright. That's fair. God damn it, Philip to Nickel. Philip says, is the incident the one time you hurt yourself pooping and your wife had to come close the stream? I don't wanna talk about it. I don't wanna talk about it. This mystical for dig through time. Dig through time is like pretty expensive here. I mean, they can play it, but they can't really do much else. I guess if they found like Time Walk. They played their land right, they can't Doko. Kinda looks like we might get a hit in with this worm. One wormy boy versus the world. Oh, Strix is good. Yeah, Strix is great. In general, I would rather trade my worm with a Baleful Strix than have it just like turned into an elk from Oko, though. At least I get two bodies this way. Is an Alyssa Stip draft ever a possibility? The issue with an Alyssa Stip draft is that Alyssa does not play Magic. We have done one before. I'm getting the trade on. Kind of thought they might block the Skyclave. Alyssa has played Magic. They played a pre-release once. And that is the amount that they've played. Yeah, it's tempting to grab the comes into play tap land, but we don't actually need more of that. We kind of need more white sources than anything else, so I just grabbed the Savannah.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, Whisper Me, I. Thanks for the sub. It's the 15 months. Elishnorn coming in hot. Alright. Fair enough. We send them both at them. Attack them for 9. Do we care about the Narset? I know their 1 card remaining is Elishnorn. I think we just attack them. You don't think we care about the Narset? We care about the Narset if they play a draw 7, but I think they would have played the draw 7 if they had one to tutor for. But they would have done that last turn. Nice. Are we 2-0? Are we 2-0? I would just like to remind folks, I would like to take a brief moment to lean back in my chair and remind folks that there were some 0-2 predictions. Not everybody had faith in this deck. Not everybody had faith in this deck. And if you watch the VOD, you'll see that I was like, we're easily going to start 2-0, folks. This deck is the nut. There's no way we can lose with this. I wasn't even hesitant. I had no hesitations. Anyway, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a couple. Do y'all want to hear a sad story? Just the saddest story ever. So, I was going into the cupboard to grab one of my beers. I had some beers squirreled away, some nice nut brown ales, and then I found out that I was empty. And I was kind of bummed. I was like, oh man. Well, there's that one remaining shit beer in the fridge. Or I could make myself something delicious. And I spy this bottle of Northern Gin on the counter, and I'm like, yes, that'll make a good base. And I grab out this like giant mason jar from my cupboard. I put a base of ice, just like a shit ton of ice. I love my gin drinks to be really cold, right? I pour the gin in up till it's like covering the ice, you know. I pour in some OJ. We have some San Pellegrinos. Some lemon San Pellegrinos. I mix those in with the OJ, give it a little bit of carbonation, and then just like a spritz of Mountain Dew on top. And I'm putting everything away, and I'm getting ready to mix it. And when I grab the drink, it just looks gorgeous, right? It looks gorgeous, just like this perfect color. It smells amazing. The fucking bottle, the bottom of the glass jar falls off when I go to pick it up. I don't know if there was like some kind of chemical reaction with the ice that like weakened it. I don't know. But it literally, I've never seen a glass shatter like this ever. And there's just the bottom there on the stove, and there's the empty fucking jar in my hand, and I'd filled it to the top, and there's this huge jar, and so my beautiful drink just goes like a volcano. Down over the stove, because I was mixing it on the stove, right? This huge volcano. And so all my booze is dripping everywhere, and it sprays up all over me, and... Anyway. So I have a Miller High Life. I'm gonna drink that. That's the end of that tale. I'm very lucky to be living with Alyssa, because they woke up from the commotion. And I was like, help! So, they're dealing with my mess right now. Rather than take another 10 minutes to get back to the stream. It's pretty ridiculous. And better news, we're 2-0 with Abzan. Yeah, we are 2-0 with Abzan. You're gonna go cry yourself to sleep? Me too. Me too. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight. You'd end the stream, just no, done. Done! Here we are in the finals, getting our absolute worst draws. Yeah, get a nap in, Booty, though. Yeah, Alyssa does use they pronouns. It's pretty recent development. They're pretty nervous bringing it up, but I was like, yeah, that doesn't Doesn't fucking change anything. Not a deal. How many cards are we putting back? We're putting 3 cards back? Oh, just 2. Which is more likely to win the game, Lyra or Lodestone? That's the question here. We could keep both and just bottom another Plains and just hope to draw another white source. I don't think I like that. We have a lot of nice hate barriers that take double white. Yeah, and we want to burn the Monolith to play the Lodestone Golem. Yeah, we'll do it like this. Put your beers outside to keep them cold. Well, putting beers outside is not great because then they freeze. Like you said, you're in Wisconsin. Just leave them outside to make them cold. Duh. But in Wisconsin, it actually gets a little bit colder than you are thinking it gets. When beers freeze, they expand, right? And then the cans explode, the cans bust, and then you just have this frozen block of beer. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, friend. Put them outside in little sweaters. Yeah. Kind of regretting bidding the Lyra, but what can you do, right? Our best answer to Jace is actually the Sylvan, the 2/2. You could just like exile it straight up. Exactly, Lord Sorrow. Yeah, if you've got a party going on or whatever, or if you just want the beers out there for like a day, keep them cool. What a lot of people I know do is they'll keep their beer in the garage where it'll freeze, but where it'll get to like really cold temperatures, but like not enough to make them explode. I do not have suggestions for beer now. My main suggestion is to experiment. The least accessible beers for someone that's trying them out, the ones that I would recommend staying away from are IPAs and maybe sours. Like, if you just avoid those, you should be okay. But yeah, it really depends on what you like, what you want, right? It's hard to steer you towards something when you don't even really have a taste for it yet and you don't have a preference. You're experimenting with new liquors, but then your glass exploded all over your oven. Any advice? No! No advice! Only having one swamp here is such a tilt. One black source, rather. How many games have I won with Lyra this draft? I haven't won any with Lyra, but I also haven't cast the Lyra yet. We won some games with Grave Titans. That's certainly a thing in Wisconsin, Blue. That's certainly how we do here. I remember being a small child and my parents letting me have a sip of beer with the expectation that I would think that it was disgusting and not want anymore. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting. Wanted more, was not given more. Felt tricked. Awkward draws, huh? Grave Titan to get destroyed by Mind Twist into an Orzhov Signet. Little kid me did enjoy beer. You never heard that story? Well, it's not much of a story. So good news is, I think we might actually be kind of okay against this deck. The bad news is, not this game. This game we seem like are in a rough spot. Like, they tinkered for a Wormcoil Engine. Either Wormcoil Engine's the best card that they have to tinker for, or they've got, like, a Blightsteel in their hand there. Regardless, Swords to Plowshares is pretty good against that plan. As is Liliana. With a few answers to random things. I guess Liliana's not good against Worm, but you get what I mean. Unexpectedly absent, what have you. And then we can actually have bodies in play, right? We can play threats. If we have creatures in play, then cards like Jace and Karn aren't actually very good. They can handle like one thing or draw a card, and then you answer it by killing it. Answer just by attacking, right? We won't be able to mull too far on the play. Yeah, I guess you keep this. It's kind of miserable, right? This hand. I'm a little bit worried about just like a Duress taking Nebraska, and then we just have all this mana. Nothing to do with it. I think I actually lead on a white source. So if the nightmare scenario happens that I talked about, where they Duress Vraska, if I draw a Skyclave or whatever, I'll still be able to play it on 2. Sure. Oh no, my thoughts. Yeah, it's awkward keeping a hand that's weak to a Thoughtseize, but you also don't want to mulligan. That's not going to help, right? It's not going to help the situation to mull super low. Did I trophy with the Sultai deck? No, we lost in the finals. Empty the Warrens, interesting. No second land for them over there. They lotused into recall. I was pretty happy that they didn't play a Jace. Any card's a lot better in Supreme than regular? Yeah, the cards that stop card drawing, so like Hull Breach in particular, is much, much better. But that also includes the 1/blue Planeswalker that does the same thing. And the blue green-black 3/3 that stops extra drawing. And the Spirit in white, the 3/1 Spirit. Hey Snuggler, thanks for the sub, thanks for 18 months. We indeed. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, if we get to untap with the cat in our hand, there's a chance they just twist us for 2. We'll see, though. Tinker happening. Sure.
Oh, shit,
Tinker
what
for
up?
Batterskull. Interesting. Does that mean the Wormcoil's in their hand? Wormcoil's way better than Batterskull, right? And they still don't have a second land. And they had to pitch a card to the Chrome Mox. Yeah, Cruz, thanks for the resub. The tier 2 that invokes the 43 months. Appreciate it. Cruz says, hey Caleb, thanks for all the great content you provided us in such a challenging year. Having some consistency has been nice. Hope you have a great holiday. Cheers to 43 more. Yeah, to 43 more. I hope you also have... I hope everybody has a good holiday season, right? Hope everyone has as good of a one as can be had, anyway. Have I trophied with a non-blue deck yet? I have. We trophied with mono red. We're in the finals with this Abzan deck. Somehow. Down a game. Game 2's looking okay so far, but we'll see. We'll see what they got. Kinda looks like Wormcoil Engine to me, yeah. So if we can draw Unexpectedly Absent here, we'll have a win. We'll see. Okay. Drawing an answer to this Emery at some point would be nice too. It's interesting, if they lose this Mana Crypt flip, do they attack with the Worm? Yeah, they gotta get the Black Lotus back. If the Worms trade off, they need to be able to replay the Lotus, or the Wormcoil with the Emery. They finally hit another land. Do I win here? Maybe. They have 5 cards in hand, friend. The game is not over, right? 5 cards, and then for the first time, a decent amount of mana. Let me see a Yogg's Will here. Mind Twist. Mind Twist to build Storm? Yeah, just a mini Tendrils. Interesting. This isn't the worst draw. If we serve all out and then block Lodestone, go to 8. Yeah, this is pass. They want another flip. So that's going to give them their Batterskull back, the Mindslaver activation. The Mindslaver gives them their Batterskull back. Academy off the top kind of gives them a win. One Swords of Crocus a long time ago would have solved this issue, yeah. Or one of our Skyclaves, right? Skyclave would have also answered Emery really nicely. Yeah, it's a pretty close game, huh? Look, if they'd lost one more flip, would have been a rough spot. I hate it when people do this. I guess it could matter in this format. Tapping out when you have like nothing to do anyway. In this format, they could play a draw 7, and less having mana untapped could certainly matter. It's definitely correct to tap us out. Punt? Yeah, not the best turn, huh? What was I thinking? Attacking with just a lean-in Relic Order and nothing else. I guess the answer is that I wasn't thinking. Yeah, Karn answers a lot. Oh, the Emery's been more than just a Black Lotus every turn. It's also been a, it's also prevented us from trading with the Wormcoil engine ever. So we need to draw something here. That doesn't really do it, does it? Yeah, I think if we draw a little bit better, draw a few less mana sources, a few more pieces of removal, then I think we get this game locked up. And then we go to a game 3. Oh well. If one of the planes was Caracas, or early on, sure. Or if we just, like, you know, had a Swords or a Skyclave. There are a lot of answers. There are a lot of answers, right? They could have also lost one more Mana Crypt flip. You know, they were at 3 at one point. Ooh, they're getting in with the Shinobi. Sure. Finding a Lyra and an Orzhov Signet. Chase Fate Seal, I respect it. I'm so sorry about all that.
It's okay.
It was obviously not intentional. I just picked the glass up and just the bottom just fell off, like in front of me, and the volcano of drink like sprayed down. And I was so excited about the drink. I told Chad it was like the saddest story ever. Yeah, yeah.
I love you.
Love you too, babe. We have a replacement drink. I'm so lucky. I might not be winning this game, but I'm still lucky. All right. Abzan Stip did better than we thought it would.